The requirement for a door opening in the direction of egress and being equipped with panic bars is specific to large electrical equipment rooms. Article 110.26 Code of the National Electrical Code states that where large electrical equipment is installed in a separate room, the doors shall be equipped with a latch arranged so as to be readily opened from the inside without a key or special knowledge or effort. This means the door must be easily opened from the inside to allow for quick exit in case of an emergency. The key aspect here is the presence of large electrical equipment. Article 110.26 elaborates on this, stating that where a panic bar is installed on a door required by 110.26 Code, the panic bar shall be provided with an audible alarm that sounds upon actuation. This audible alarm is an additional safety measure to alert personnel when someone is exiting the room quickly, potentially indicating an emergency situation. It's important to differentiate between large electrical equipment rooms and standard rooms containing electrical panels. The NEC requirements for panic bars and doors swinging in the direction of egress, as outlined in 110.26 Code and 2, are specifically intended for rooms housing large electrical equipment. These requirements are not generally applicable to all rooms with electrical panels. For instance, a storage room containing a 225 amp branch panel typically would not fall under the purview of these specific regulations unless the installation presents unique circumstances that would necessitate enhanced safety measures. The intent behind these regulations is to ensure the safety of personnel working in or near large electrical equipment. Large electrical equipment poses a greater risk of electrical hazards, such as arc flash or electrocution. Therefore, the NEC mandates specific safety measures to facilitate rapid egress from these areas in emergency situations. The term large electrical equipment is often interpreted to mean equipment rated at 1200 amps or more and over 6 feet wide. However, the specific definition can vary depending on the local interpretation of the electrical code. It is essential to consult with local electrical inspectors or authorities having jurisdiction, often abbreviated as AHJ, to determine the exact criteria for defining large electrical equipment in your specific region. Here is a breakdown of the key considerations for determining whether the requirements of 110.26 Code and 2 apply. Firstly, the size and amperage rating of the electrical equipment. If the equipment is rated at 1200 amps or more and exceeds 6 feet in width, it is likely to be considered large electrical equipment. Secondly, the location of the equipment. If the equipment is installed in a separate room specifically dedicated to housing electrical equipment, the requirements are more likely to apply. Thirdly, the potential hazards associated with the equipment. If the equipment poses a significant risk of electrical hazards, such as arc flash or electrocution, the requirements are more likely to be enforced. Now, let's consider some examples to illustrate the application of these regulations. Firstly, imagine a large data center with a dedicated electrical room housing multiple switchboards and transformers, each rated at over 1200 amps. In this scenario, the doors to the electrical room would need to swing in the direction of egress and be equipped with panic bars with audible alarms. Secondly, consider a manufacturing facility with a separate room housing a large motor control center, often abbreviated as MCC, rated at 2000 amps. The doors to this room would also need to meet the requirements of 110.26 Code and 2. Thirdly, take the example of a small office building with a storage room containing a 225 amp branch panel. In this case, the doors to the storage room would not typically need to swing in the direction of egress or be equipped with panic bars, unless there are specific local requirements that dictate otherwise. It's crucial to remember that the NEC is a minimum standard, and local jurisdictions may have more stringent requirements. Therefore, it is always recommended to consult with local electrical inspectors or authorities having jurisdiction to ensure compliance with all applicable codes and regulations. In summary, the requirements for doors swinging in the direction of egress and being equipped with panic bars, as outlined in NEC Article 110.26 Code and 2, are specifically applicable to rooms housing large electrical equipment. These requirements are intended to enhance safety by facilitating rapid egress from areas with a higher risk of electrical hazards. These rules do not generally apply to all rooms with electrical panels, such as storage rooms with smaller branch panels, unless there are specific local codes or unique circumstances that would necessitate additional safety measures. Always consult with local authorities having jurisdiction to ensure full compliance with all relevant electrical codes and regulations.